My daughter brought over, Dick, get down. My daughter brought over dog food, more dog food for the dogs because they still can't go back home. And I guess she was feeling bad for being away from them, so she got them these little fancy meals. So I'm fixing their breakfast, and then I'm going to fix mine. It looks like my daffodils have about had it. I am going to wait till it warms up and toss them in the garden. It is too cold out there. I think it's only supposed to get up to the low 50s today. So I did get some seed potatoes from Walmart yesterday. I had them delivered because I can't leave the dogs in my house. So I got 2 small packets of white seed potatoes from them. And I'm going to plant them after it warms up a little bit. Breakfast this morning is leftover fajitas. I tried to get, so it has shrimp and pineapple in it too. But I tried to take the pineapple out, but I didn't get, for breakfast anyway, I didn't get all the pieces out, so I'll just eat that. And I'm going to always have leftovers when I order fajitas. And so I usually will scramble them with eggs for breakfast, and that's what I'm doing today. I'm just warming up the fajita first. So it's actually morning for a change. So yesterday, my daughter came over and she brought lunch for, well, she brought food for the dogs because they were running out. I do still have a little bit of Chewy's food left, but they like their own. So they're more apt to eat the kind that she gets. So she brought some over with the little things of the wet dog food too, as a treat for them. Poor things are suffering at my house. And she brought us both some Mexican food from a local place. And she wouldn't let me pay her back for it. So, yeah, so now I have tons of fajita stuff that I have to eat or freeze. There's so much of it. I don't know why they give you so much. I would rather pay less, even though I didn't pay for this one. I would rather pay less and get a normal portion a lot of times, because after a while, yeah, I'm thinking I've already had lunch and dinner fajitas, and it comes with rice and beans, which I put on the little fajita inside the little tortillas they give you. They give you flour tortillas with it. Yeah, even after all of that and the guacamole and sour cream and all that, I still have enough for probably 5 or 6 other little meals. So much food. It's so cold outside. It was only in the 40s yesterday, and it's supposed to be in the 50s today. So I didn't put my seedlings out yesterday, but I'm going to today to get hardened off. And as soon as it gets around 60, I'm going to plant the kohlrabi. Not for them, but for me, because I hate the cold. I will plant the potatoes today, because the ones I got yesterday, the seed potato, are starting to sprout in the bag. Oh, fajita smells so good. So I'm gonna go ahead and scramble an egg in it and get it ready to eat my breakfast. Breakfast is coffee, fajita mixed with scrambled egg, and a little bit of stuffing from the other day. Weird combo, but I really wanted some of the stuffing. Cabbage worms. On indoor plants. Well, they did spend some time outside hardening off, but already it's only March. They are looking really good, even with the cabbage moths. So I'm going to probably plant them out in the garden this weekend. So I have some that didn't make it. One of these is Swiss chard, at least one of them. And this is one of the lupine, however you pronounce it. I think the rest are kohlrabi. So this is my poor little overwintered bell pepper plant. It was covered in little larvae, those tiny little, I don't know if they're aphids, I'm not sure, but I tried to wash them all off. It is trying to sprout little leaves towards the bottom. So I rinsed it really good. Let it soak in some water, and then I gave it some chicken manure. I hope it lives, because it takes so long for bell peppers to get started here and actually produce anything. So some people are curious about how much you would make on a YouTube channel, a very small YouTube channel. And so I decided to just add this. I taped up some stuff to block my personal info here. So I started my YouTube channel in December, I think the end of December. So January of this year I made $33.24. So I didn't get paid in February for that month. In February I made $144.50. Kind of hard, yeah. So the total was $177.74 for those 2 months. Because I finally went over $100, that's what I got today in my bank account. So thank you all for watching my channel, especially for viewing the part of the ads, because that's how you get your ad revenue, and that's how YouTubers get paid. It's not a lot of money, but it's more than I would have had if I had done nothing. And it's kind of fun making videos and talking to people all around the country and the world. So yeah, I will probably keep doing it for a while. We'll see. Right now it's fun. And if you're curious, this is how much somebody with a very, very small channel can make. So lunch is I think this is the last of the sauerkraut rice and pork ribs that I made and froze. So I ordered some white potatoes, Yukon Gold, and Superior White. I've planted the Yukon Gold before, but not these other ones. There's 5 potatoes in each one. So I think I'm going to use my grow bags on the side of the yard to plant these. And I gotta mark my little stakes. I'm gonna use 3 in one bag, 2 in the other. So a total of 4 grow bags. They're already starting to sprout, so I'm gonna get them out there. Hopefully it's not too cold out there. I hate being cold. I picked a few more daffodils. Most of them haven't opened up. A lot of them were laying on the ground, so I don't know if they look too great. And it is cold out there still, even though it's in the low 50s. So I won't be doing anything else out there except for bringing the seedlings back inside in a couple hours. The dogs have loved being outside though. Come here. Now I'm talking about you. One of the viewers asked about, I hope you can hear me over the dogs eating over there. So someone asked me, one of the viewers asked me about crocheting because I had mentioned it before in one of my videos. And I haven't crocheted in years, but I used to make mostly Afghans, throw blankets. I usually made them for other people, but I haven't crocheted in years because after a while, you have to have a place to send them to. I had a couple of blankets that I made, the zigzag pattern that I sold at yard sales years ago when I was in the Air Force and I got stationed over to Germany. I think I sold one of those. The others I don't know what happened to. And I used to have a really pretty, I don't know how to describe the design of the crochet pattern, but it was red and green. It was a Christmas throw. And I used to put it over the back of my couch. And I had it for a while. I don't know if I still have it. I haven't seen it in a long time. So the only other one I have is an Afghan I made to sell when I lived down in southeastern Kentucky. I made it to sell. It was really complicated pattern of cats in squares, and there used to be a log cabin gift shop near where I used to live, and they would take people's homemade craft items and sell them like on consignment. And so one year I made little Christmas ornaments and I made some Afghans. And a couple of the Christmas items sold because they weren't very expensive, I think. And the Afghan I couldn't sell. I don't remember how much I put up for it, but because it was so complicated, I didn't like try to sell it for like $20 or $30, and it never sold, so I went and picked it up. And I still have it. I still don't know what I'm going to do with it. I was going to give it to my daughter when she started not destroying her things. Yeah, I thought about giving it to her, and then it got put in my old hope chest, and it stayed there for years, and I kind of forget about it. And now that my daughter has 2 dogs that like to chew up things, I can't give it to her. So I should probably take it out and just use it. So I'm going to go find it in my hope chest. I have to clear some stuff off the hope chest to go find it. And I will bring it out on the table so I can show it to you if you're curious. So when I was in the hope chest, I found something else that I made years ago for my daughter. It's the only thing I kept. I made very few clothes because I hate sewing, especially on a sewing machine. But it's a cute little dress, and I don't know if you can see that. It's sparkly gold and pink. And it smells like cedar, because the lining of the hope chest is cedar. I don't know if you can see this too good. Let me put it on the table. So this is the little dress that I made back when my daughter actually liked wearing pink. I kept it because it was so cute, and I thought she might have her own kids someday. So here's the cat afghan I made. It's like a throw size. It was a real pain to make too. You had to crochet all the individual squares, and then you crocheted them together. This part wasn't bad. Sewing them together wasn't bad. It was this part. But it's really cute. I might have to use it eventually in my old age. The floor's a mess from all the mud the dogs have tracked in, and I probably have too. Yes, I'm talking about you. Are you guys going out again? Okay. It's getting cold again out there. I think it was warm for maybe half an hour this afternoon when the sun was shining. So tomorrow's supposed to be around 60, so I'm going to try and get up early so I can do some gardening, move all the dirt, the compost, into as many beds as I can, and then maybe plant the kohlrabi and cabbage, maybe, some of them. The kohlrabi looks really sad. The cabbage, some of it looks really good. But yeah, and it'll free up some light, grow light space for other things for me to start. I'm gonna warm up my leftover fajitas. And there's rice and beans. I think there's a little bit of refried beans left and a lot of rice, so. And then I'm gonna work on editing this video and putting it out probably tonight, because it's almost 7 now. I want to try and get to bed by midnight, because yesterday I actually went to sleep at a normal time and got up fairly early this morning. So for me, I think I got up at 10, which is early for me these days. So I want to have as much daylight tomorrow as I can to work out in the garden. I'm going to take lots of breaks, but because I don't want to overdo it, but yeah, I want to kind of spend the whole day outside if I can. So you all have, well, not all of you, some of you have been watching since I started my channel. Do y'all have any questions that you want me to answer on a video? Sometimes I just answer in the comments when people ask me questions, but I could do just a video on questions that you have. I'm not an expert gardener, so I could answer questions, but it's just based on what I've done. It's hard gardening in Kentucky because of the bugs. If you have any questions you want me to do a video on answering questions, I can do that. At the end of the month, I think I'm going to let you all know how much I made doing Prolific in case you're interested in doing that. Now I don't do all of the they're called studies on Prolific. The ones that want me to log into like another account and have them get access to that, I don't do that, like Facebook or whatever I'm on. I think that's too invasive. I don't feel safe doing that. But other things where they ask you questions about your demographics and about your political leanings, or like today I had one on food waste. So last week, 7 days ago, they asked me to keep track of my food waste during the week, and then today I got an email from that same, I think it was a university actually, that was doing a study on food waste. And then I answered all those questions about how much and what type of food waste I had in my household for a week's time. So I like doing it not only because I get paid, but because it's keeping my mind active, just like doing the YouTube channel. I'm learning new things. I was gonna say using new equipment, but so when I first started the channel, somebody said that they couldn't hear me, and I'm using my phone. I have a Samsung Galaxy phone, and other people said they could hear me, but I thought, well, if one person can't hear me very well, then maybe I should get a microphone. So I went on Amazon and I bought a cheapy microphone. I opened the box after I got it, and I haven't attempted to use it yet, because I've learned that I can, when I'm editing, I'm using CapCut, and it's so simple, even I could figure out that I can go in on one section of the video and I can increase the sound level. So if I'm outside and I'm kind of far away from my phone and I can't hear it real well when I'm doing the video, when I'm editing the video, I just increase the sound on that one part. So hopefully once I do the edit, I only go back and watch the whole thing through one time, and then I don't want to see it anymore because I don't like watching myself if I don't have to. I have found that it's kind of fun. Some people don't like editing videos. So I was talking to one of my exchange students within the last year or so. I think it was last fall. She's very adventurous, and she goes on a lot of sightseeing tours. She hikes mountains and camps out, and She's very adventurous. She goes to all these different countries, and one of her friends was trying to talk her into doing a YouTube video, but neither one likes to edit. So that's the only thing stopping her from doing the YouTube. But I don't, other than having to look at myself and listen to myself, I find it interesting because I do like learning new things. So if you're bored, if you're retired and bored, or you want to make a little extra money, YouTube is a good way to do it because it's something you can do on your own time. You can do it if you're retired, especially, you have more time, unless you're a very busy retiree and traveling. Well, even if you're traveling, you can do YouTube videos traveling. But what am I trying to say? It's fun to learn something new. And when you get to be in your 60s like me, sometimes it's harder to learn new things, but you can still learn. You can still do interesting things. And I think one of the reasons I started, besides needing a distraction from stuff going on in the world around me, I wanted something to do. I was getting a little bored. I'm not used to not working. Even when I was a stay-at-home mom, I was, especially down south, living on top of a mountain with nothing around, I was bored out of my mind. So I did crafts like the crochet afghan that I talked about earlier in this video. I started trying to do a market garden, which did not work out too good. I joined the action team down there, and that's how I started doing the market garden thing. They wanted people who wanted to sell produce that was locally grown, and I was working on expanding my garden when we decided to move up here because there were no good paying jobs down there except in the coal mines, and that's another story. So I was bored. So every holiday, every kid's birthday, I would do things like I started making my kids cakes from scratch and actually decorating them and killing my back out. Like I made an elaborate decorated cake with an ocean scene for my son one year. I made a alien cake for my son, and with those I made piñatas. I made a giant alien piñata for my son. It was almost as tall as me. With my daughter, I made a bee piñata, and I have pictures. I might just, on maybe the next video, maybe I'll go looking for those pictures and show you just how bored I was. The very first piñata I made was not a great looking one. It was a spider for Halloween. My kids and their cousin, at the little community center, they were having a Halloween party, so I decided to make a spider piñata, which was fun making, but it wasn't great. It wasn't as good as the bee. The bee was really good. Also made a giant bunny for Easter piñata. It was pretty good. I think the bee was the best one though. The alien was kind of cool though. Yeah. But yeah, I didn't do too good being bored. I tend to sit around and eat and gain weight and yeah, I don't do well. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try and get this. I'm gonna eat and then get this video edited and posted so I can get to bed early so I can work in the garden tomorrow. It's supposed to be cloudy, around 60, and then we're supposed to be getting rain, so I'm going to try and get as much done tomorrow as I can. So thank you all for watching. Take care. Bye.